The Dwit Dollyochagi is a kicking technique which hitting point is the heel. The striking force is defined by the change of speed in relation to time, multiplied by the mass. Therefore, to increase the striking force, we must increase the change of speed and increase the time required for this change. In this video, I demonstrate how to optimize the Dwit Dollyochagi using the propel hip movement and using a projected center of gravity as a virtual pivoting point. After propelling my rear hip backward in a straight line toward the target, where both hips become slightly imbalanced, I can apply forces to both of them. In order to increase the power of a technique, the striking leg movement must originate close to the body pivoting point. The gluteus muscle must be put into action to displace the striking leg on an horizontal plane to hit the target with the heel, with the leg fully stretched. In displacing by a closed body pivoting point movement, the lever created increases considerably its speed of motion. Executing a Dollyochagi requires a full hip extension. For this full hip extension, you'll notice that the pelvis must slightly toggle toward the floor. Conventionally, to execute a Dollyochagi, the student brings his knee toward his chest and toggles his pelvis toward the floor. From this position, he thrusts strongly his leg toward the target. The hip positioning allows a full leg extension, but also it is from this position that the leg is in a balanced and strong position. Let's put our attention on this hip position where the leg is at its strongest in balance, and that in this balanced position the stretched leg is in a straight line in relation to the upper body. Now let's place both hips in an imbalanced position and the upper body at a 45-degree angle in relation to the striking leg. The action of toggling the pelvis toward the floor using both hips' power will displace the striking leg on an horizontal plane until it finds itself in straight line in relation to the upper body. The propel hip movement allows, because of its virtual center of gravity positioning, to toggle the pelvis using 4 different muscular groups. These 4 muscular groups are contracted from an imbalanced position, increasing its movement speed. A body displaces itself faster from an imbalanced position toward a balanced position. This is important to understand by looking closely at the movement while executing a Dollyochagi. We see that by putting the hips in an imbalanced position and the upper body to a 45-degree angle, that the striking leg will travel naturally on an horizontal plane. This movement can be added to the gluteus muscles described earlier to displace the striking leg to the same horizontal plane. To develop the hips muscular group in order to toggle rapidly the pelvis, we must separate this movement in 6 specific exercises. From a bended leg position with the foot toward the floor, contract the right hip muscular group to move the pelvis forward. Contract the left hip muscular group to move the pelvis forward. Contract the right hip muscular group to move the pelvis counterclockwise. Contract the left hip muscular group to move the pelvis counterclockwise. Contract both hips muscular group at the same time to move the pelvis forward and counterclockwise. Practice this movement executing a Dollyochagi. Results. This hip movement greatly increases the Dollyochagi speed execution. The leg will travel in a straight line without the need to bring it toward the body before being thrust forward, allowing it to generate greater speed than the conventional rotation hip movement. Practicing this movement will make you realize that furthermore than increasing the Dollyochagi speed execution, it stabilizes the striking leg in a straight line in relation to the upper body. In consequence, if you throw the fully stretched striking leg slightly before the target, keeping both hips in a controlled imbalanced position, contracting the muscular groups that we described earlier, the striking leg will travel on an horizontal plane until it reaches its balanced position, where it will be in a strong and solid position. This movement on a natural horizontal plane can be improved by adding the gluteus muscles contraction work earlier to displace the leg. Therefore, we have a movement on an horizontal plane with a fully stretched leg with very high power and speed that can be placed in a straight line very near the target before striking it.